So our Bootstrap progress bar is working. However, here we have a memory leak issue. Let me show you. So here I'm going to upload a new photo. Now look at the console. We have one progress object, and this was dispatched when the upload completed. So because here we're dealing with a small object, which is only 8 kilobytes, we don't have multiple progress objects. Now I'm going to upload another file. Let's look at the console. Note that for this new file, we have two progress objects with the exact same values. They both were dispatched at %100. Now, more accurately, we don't really have two progress objects. We have only one progress object, but we have two subscribers. Here's the reason. In the view vehicle component, every time we call this upload photo, we create a new subscription to this upload progress. Now, the second time I uploaded a file, we previously had an existing subscription, and then we created another subscription. That's why we have two subscribers. So with this implementation, if I upload the third file, we're going to have three subscriptions. And all these subscriptions are going to stay in the memory and create memory leaks. Now, how do we fix this issue? Well, there are two options here. Here, when we subscribe to this upload progress, we can store the result in a field called subscription. And then later, when the upload is complete, we can call this.subscription.unsubscribe. The problem with this approach is that every time we use this progress service, we have to remember to explicitly unsubscribe. And if we don't, we're going to create memory leaks. So let me show you a better way. Let's delete this and undo this change. Okay, now let's go to the progress service. Here we are handling the onProgress event of the upload object. So now here we have another event that is fired when the upload is complete. And at that point, we can send a complete message in our observable. And that would automatically free up all the allocated resources and the subscribers. So xhr.upload.unloadEnd. Here we're going to call this.service.uploadProgress.complete. Now to give you better insight about what is happening under the hood, I'm going to add a console.log here with the label before, and here we want to look at this.service.uploadProgress. And I'm going to add one after the call to the complete method. Okay, now back in the browser. So I'm going to upload a new photo. Okay, in the console, we have one progress object and two entries for our observable, or more accurately, our subject. Now here in the first entry, you can see that we have one observer. And then after we call the complete method, we have 0 observers. So that should fix the problem, right? Well, not quite yet. So let's go back and upload a second photo. Now back in the console. Note that we have the before and after messages, but we have no progress object. So if you look at the before message, you can see that we have 0 observers. So with this, the progress is tracked only the first time we upload a photo. If we upload a second photo, we will not be notified. Let's have a closer look at the code to see why exactly this is happening. So here in this class, browser xhr with progress, we're injecting an instance of the progress service. And as you saw earlier, we registered this service as a provider in our app module. So when we register a class in the providers array at a module, there is only a single instance of that class in that module. This is what we call singleton. Now look at the implementation of this progress service class. Here, we set this upload progress field to a new subject object. So this means in our app module, we have only a single subject that is initialized when this progress service is created. Now with subjects, when we complete them, their lifetime is over. So we cannot push new values into them. In other words, in the build method, once we complete this upload progress, then the call to the next method has no effect. So we need to change this implementation and create a new subject every time we're uploading a new file. So back in the progress service, First, I'm going to delete this field, download progress, because we don't really need it. And I want to clean up the code so you can focus only on one thing. Now, instead of initializing this field directly here, I'm going to add a method called create upload progress. And here we'll set this.upload progress to a new subject and then return it. So I want the client of the service, which is our view vehicle component, to get access to this subject via this method. And that means we should make this private. Now back in our component. So here we're going to replace this with create upload progress. With this, we get a new subject for every file upload. Now back in the progress service. So we have made this field private, and that means we're not going to be able to access it in our custom browser XHR class. So here in the build method, first I'm going to remove the handling of onProgress for downloads, just to clean up the code. Now here in onProgress event handler, we have a compilation error because we cannot access the upload progress field. So back in the progress service class, I'm going to add a new method called notify that takes a progress object. And here we will call this.uploadProgress.next with this progress object. And then back here, I'm going to call notify and give it this progress object. Okay. Now, similarly, when the upload is complete, we want to send a complete message to this subject. So we can have a complete method here. And in this method, we'll call this.uploadProgress.complete. Now back here, I'm going to delete these console logs and change this line like this. So here's the modified progress service class. Now before we finish this, I would like to change the name of a couple of methods here. So instead of create upload progress, I'm going to call this start tracking. And then instead of complete, I'm going to call this end tracking. It's kind of nicer. Now back here, I'm going to upload a new photo. In the console, we have a single progress object. Now the second file. And here's the second progress object. So this verifies that our progress service no longer has memory leaks. And with this implementation, we don't have to explicitly remember to unsubscribe from this subscription.